Romance of football and why we all love it and why it matters to us, why it can break your heart, why I can still brag to a Chelsea fan we went there and beat them at Stamford Bridge. That's completely ridiculous. You know, you wouldn't walk into an end-of-year review at work and say, well, I did pretty well in 1974, can't I have a pay rise? You know, you get laughed out the door, but in football, it's legitimate, you can do that. You know, we beat you in 1891 and, like, so, therefore, we're not as bad as you think we are.
Welcome to Football Hurts, a unique series looking at the passion and the pain of the beautiful game. Each week we'll be looking at the highs and the lows of British grassroots football and get a taste for the blood, sweat and cheers prevalent to the game we all love and hate. It's football, and football hurts. We'll be shadowing the fortunes of the remarkable AFC Wimbledon, a club founded by local fans in defiance of big business and greed.
You're bereft. The thought of your football club not being there just leaves you speechless, you know. So Wimbledon fans did exactly the right thing. They said, no, this is not going to stand. We're not going to support that team. They can do what they want. We're going to start our own team, and that's where the spirit of Wimbledon will reside.
But after 3 years of near misses, can the Wombles gain promotion up to the Conference League? And how far will they get in their FA Trophy ambitions? AFC Wimbledon have been playing since 2002, but 20 years ago, football in Merton looked very different.
I think in the context of the history of British football, any description of what happened to Wimbledon Football Club would have to start with the words, what the bloody hell happened there then? This shabby little club went from non-league football to the upper reaches of the top table of the Football League, to winning the FA Cup final at Wembley against Liverpool, possibly the most famous club in the world at the time. You couldn't make it up. If you'd sent that script in to anybody, even at ITV4, they would have rejected it.
I was there 8 years, and for 8 years we played at the highest level. It was one family unit. It was a family club, and that made the club so special. And I never had that with any other club.
The club was on a roll, but with Plough Lane's tiny capacity of 8,000, it was decided by management that a club share with neighbouring Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park would be more financially beneficial for the club.
I played there 2-3 seasons at Plough Lane, and obviously the crowd was 7,000-8,000 maximum. So to compensate, Sam and Man agreed to go to Selhurst Park, obviously, when you got, between 20 and 30,000, so you get more income. But I thought since then the club lost their identity.
Football clubs here are a unique part of their community, more so, I think, than in any other part of the world.
We still had some good years. In '94 we still finished 6th in the Premier League. For a team like Wimbledon, that's some achievement.
Unfortunately, just didn't have the fan base. The fans we had were magnificent, but we didn't have enough of them, quite frankly, and so therefore we needed to sell players in order to survive.
Then Sam and Man sold the club to the Norwegian people. The Norwegian coach came, and I think they got relegated, and since then they've gone, downhill.
We'd been at Selhurst Park for 10 years. That's when everyone started getting letters and so on to say that the club was moving to Milton Keynes.
To take that as a cynical money-making exercise, which is all it was, and I don't care what people say about the people of Milton Keynes deserve a football team, football deserves to be moved all over the country. It was a shocking thing.
It would not be our club. Nobody else would stand for that kind of distance. That's like moving Leeds to Middlesbrough.
But exactly how was the controversial move to Milton Keynes allowed? And did the fans' protest have any influence?
It all came to a head in the end when the FA got involved and decided to pass judgment on whether the club could or couldn't move to Milton Keynes. We, of course, contested it shouldn't be able to, and the club owners at that time were arguing that it should be able to.
You've got that horrible feeling that the worst thing is going to happen, but you can't make yourself believe it. until it does.
We'd lost, and that they were going to relocate the club to Milton Keynes, and they'd won, we'd lost. But I was one of those people that was saying, if they go to Milton Keynes, we'll start again.
It's not about whether we're at Selhurst Park or whether we're at Plough Lane. It's about whether we've got a club that we believe is Wimbledon Football Club. It doesn't matter whether we lose 5-0 in a park on a Sunday. If it still feels like Wimbledon Football Club to us and we all still feel the same thing, it's that shared emotion.
Since 2002, promotion has been rapid through the Combined Counties League and the Isthmian divisions. Now they sit near the top of the Ryman's Premier, within touching distance to the Football League. But after 3 years losing out in the playoffs, can AFC Wimbledon gain promotion into the conference? And with a home ground on their doorstep and an average attendance of nearly 3,000, the Dons are ready to move on up.
I actually think that we have three things we're trying to do here. One of these things is get back into the league, and that's, if you like, righting an injustice, the dreadful injustice that was done to this club. The second one is, if we possibly can, and I'm not sure we can, getting back to Merton. And the third one is being a really professional, well-run club. Wouldn't you like to be part of a football club? Most of us would, and here I am.
This week, Wimbledon are concentrating on their FA Trophy ambitions, heading to Maidenhead, the glorious Riviera of the home counties. While the players are warming up, Dons fans are sampling the local cuisine.
Oh, it's usually quite cultural, to be honest. We will check out the local architecture, art galleries, interact with
newest popular station.
But being part of the largest supporters group in the league is serious business.
Each season we put into the Combined Counties League between £250,000 to £350,000. And to put something back into the grassroots of football is good. You Dons!
Whilst battling their way to the top of the Ryman's League, Wimbledon have FA Trophy ambitions as well. It's major silverware for teams at this level. They're here to face rivals Maidenhead United for a place in the second round. Ivor Heller, lifetime fan and the club's commercial director, isn't shy about his ambitions.
FA Trophy, first round. It's very exciting. We're in the last 64 of a national competition that finishes at Wembley. It's a big day for the club, big day for everybody. It's our destiny to win the FA Trophy. I've never seen us win it, and no other Wimbledon fans have. So it's our destiny to win the trophy before we get back in the league.
Fielding their strongest side for the cup match, it wasn't long before Terry Brown's side started to show their dominance. After withstanding a long-range effort on the Wimbledon goal, and with tricky play from the flanks, the Dons got off to a flyer, and they were soon testing the Maidenhead keeper. Although the Dons looked the stronger of the two sides, they failed to find the back of the net, and the half finished all square at 0-0.
As I say, we've got to get more balls to Marcus to his feet and not over his head, otherwise we're not going to get there.
Going all right. He's a bit cold. Wimbledon playing well. Against the high league opposition, we're doing all right.
With a bright start to the second half, it was the old pro Marcus Gale who broke the deadlock with a deft header, his first since coming home to Wimbledon.
I'm loving it. It's quality.
Yeah, we're going to win this 2-0. Yeah, 2-0, yeah.
Listening to the crowd's request, and thanks to some abysmal defending by the home side, Anthony Howard tucked away the second for the Dons. With holes in the defence appearing everywhere, the Dons were unlucky not to embarrass the home side any further. With the clock ticking down and the pressure of defeat looming, frustration started to show as the home side nearly came to blows with one another. But it was all smiles for the Dons, with a deserved 2-0 cup win putting them through to the next round.
Talk about friends in Milton Keynes, 2-0.
Last week, about
being nice and solid and being patient. I thought the first half we were nice and solid without being dangerous, but we'd done a lot of the graft and we'd done 3/4 of the work in that first half. Second half, when we did push the fullbacks forward and we did get overlapping and we did get balls inside their fullbacks for Fergie to get onto, you absolutely crucified them. Well done. Brilliant performance, and go and enjoy the weekend, eh?
Great feeling to score, even better that we won the game. Kept a clean sheet as well.
Still playing at 38, babyface Marcus Gale is a veteran from Wimbledon FC's Premiership days of the late 90s. After a successful career at Brentford, Glasgow Rangers and international caps for Jamaica, Gale loyally returned to Wimbledon to play for the Dons.
It's a brand new team, so players are in and out and getting to know each other, but we're settling into a really good pattern now, so hopefully we can kick on in the league as well and get ourselves up.
It's been a blinder, isn't it? No team starts in the third round of the FA Cup and says, oh, we're going to go all the way, but we're at that equivalent. We're through the third round. Who knows? Who knows?
After the break, Wimbledon fight for a place in the second round of the FA Trophy against Tonbridge Angels, while their supporters struggle to get there on time.
25-minute walk. Worst thing is about 4 pubs on the way.
Not satisfied with watching from the terraces, we'll meet the Dons fans who get stuck in themselves.
There's no point watching football, being a part of football if you're not going to be a little bit obsessive, you know.
And we'll investigate whether ladies' football is alive and kicking in southwest London.
Come on, you Dons!
You're watching Football Hurts, taking you behind the scenes of grassroots football. We're following the fortunes of the remarkable AFC Wimbledon, once of the Premiership, now of the Ryman's Premier League. A club formed by the fans, owned by the fans, and run by the fans.
I've been here 24 years in England, and people ask, why you haven't gone back to Holland? And that's the reason, because the people are passionate about the football, about the club.
Starting a new club meant opportunities for their 25 youth teams and a ladies' squad. Women's football is no longer a sideshow in the UK, with 8,500 FA-affiliated teams and approximately 147,000 players. When the Wimbledon fans started their new club, they made a commitment to support women's and youth teams in the area, and the ladies now have a full regular side. But having suffered from injuries and a depleted squad, Wimbledon ladies have now slipped to the bottom of the South East Combinations Women's Football League and now face a tough battle to avoid relegation.
We won 3-1 last week. Some spectacular goals from our striker Beth over there, you know.
We're actually in the South East Combination. We used to be in the league above that, but we were relegated for one reason or another. We've now got a very young squad, so we're not really winning many games.
So our main obstacle is sort of coming together now as a team and playing together as well as individuals. I think we can do that now because we've had enough time playing together.
We probably need to win the next 4 out of the 5 games that we're going to play, just to sort of like break even, if you like, but we don't know. Today might be the turning point. We'll have to wait and see.
That's all right. Well done, Jodie. Oh, terrible!
Unable to wait for the 3 p.m. kickoff, AFC Wimbledon supporters feed their football habit by running their very own side.
The back four's going to be Trigger at right back and Matt Lawrence in midfield.
Like tens of thousands of other football lovers, they pull themselves out of bed for a 9 a.m. Saturday morning kickoff against local rivals.
Just want to play football, really, you know. Just don't matter what time it is, we'll play. Whether it's 9 in the morning, 9 at night, we'll play. There's no point watching football, being a part of football if you're not going to be a little bit obsessive, you know. My wife, been with her 9 years. This year she's decided, sod it, she's got to come to football if she wants to see me.
Next up in the FA Trophy, it's off to Kent to play the Tonbridge Angels.
It'll be a good game today, but the conditions are going to be tough. So it looks like we're going to be calling in at 6 pubs on the way to the ground. This is his 155th away game, and therefore at a ground. 155th away ground.
The thing that excites most people that had stopped going for a while and came back to see AFC Wimbledon was it just felt like Wimbledon of old. It's pure football. It feels like pure, very pure injection of football every other week. The thing with Wimbledon matches is it's a bit like Woodstock or the 60s. If you can remember it, you definitely wasn't there.
But for some Wombles fans, wearing the shirt is simply not enough.
You can do better than that if you want. A big tattoo across my back.
In 2006, Tonbridge was made famous for the biggest heist in history, a whopping £52.1 million stolen. And the Dons will be hoping to steal a result of their own. But first, the fans are off to the pub.
I used to support Arsenal and still do, but it's nice to come to a more intimate stadium than a massive stadium. I've been to quite a few of the home games. This is my first away game, so I'm hoping that the boys look after me quite well.
Because of Wimbledon's large travelling fan base, away clubs stand to make record takings at the turnstiles, and today is no exception.
It's going to be hard. Tonbridge, a good team.
2-0.
2-0.
There's no doubt in my mind that Wimbledon have got the best set of supporters in the league. You know, they're the only club that are going to take 1,000 supporters for every away game. You know, what a wonderful feeling that must be for the team, to have all those lads behind you every week. Fantastic. The supporters are the lifeblood of any football club, because at the end of the day, the players can come and go, the board can come and go, but if the supporters, if you've got them when they're 8, 9 and 10 years of age, you've got them all through their life. They're the lifeblood of any club.
With kick-off just 10 minutes away, Mark and the gang are encountering significant transport issues.
It's a 25-minute walk. But the worst thing is there's about 4 pubs on the way, so...
With a crowd like this is worth an extra goal. So good luck to the lads.
Unable to find 18 taxis from the pub, the remaining Wimbledon supporters decide to walk to the ground, unfortunately missing the Dons' kick-off.
There's a taxi there.
On a wet but playable pitch, both teams fought hard to gain an early lead. Wide balls were the order of the day, and it wasn't long before the scorecard changed. With a goal from Daniel Webb, seizing the initiative, he finished with a calm left footer. At the other end, the Dons keeper Lee Butcher was put under pressure by spirited Tonbridge attacks. On loan from the reserve team at Spurs, Butcher joined the club only a few weeks ago and now proved himself a valuable asset. Controversy erupted in the Tonbridge box when a penalty was awarded in the Dons' favour for a handball. A little harsh on Tonbridge, but maybe the gods were smiling on the Angels. Making up for his penalty miss, Mark Debola slots home for the Dons, taking them 2-0 up going into half-time.
No, it's brilliant. We're really having a good time. Superb.
Good 2-0 up, you know, you can't do better than that. Doing a beer now, very happy. So, you know, second half, let's see how it goes. Hopefully, 3-1, I reckon, final score.
Did you two manage to get here on time in the end?
Indeed, yes. Got a taxi. Managed to not stand in the mud because I'm wearing high heels, but, you know, I'm at football. It's important to look good.
With the Dons piling on even more pressure in the second half, man of the moment Mark Debola soon made it 3. rested after his efforts, DeBolla's replacement Richard Jolly seals the victory with a graceful last-minute goal. With a win today, the Dons are through to the final 16 of the FA Trophy and can look forward to facing the Blue Square Premier giants Torquay in the next round. Torquay are a full-time professional club and beating them will be no mean feat for the Dons.
Fantastic day, brilliant, great one for the club.
We went 3 up front with the target man and 2 quick boys either side, and I think that worked for us because I thought every time we broke possession up their possession, we broke and looked very dangerous. I have to say the boys who pleased me most were the boys that come in. A brand new goalkeeper, a young boy who kept a clean sheet, that was important for him. Stevie Gilbert made his debut today in a massive game and one can be proud of his performance. Winning such a comprehensive margin just gives the boys a bit of a boost going into what is a very important January period.
And we're playing well as a team, and you can tell today the spirit's there and we can go on and put teams away now. And you know, we've got games in hand and we've got to win them games, you know, and that's going to be the key this season.
But for me, the pleasure of today is seeing the fans that have travelled in huge numbers. That's what I'm really chuffed about, is that so many people have gone home happy. We're flying in the league right now. Just, hold on to your hats because you're going to be covering a few games now and it's going to be a lot of fun between now and the end of the season. That's my prediction. Good fun.
The Dons' unbeaten run has been a great start to 2008, but can they maintain this standard to stay in the top 5? Only 2 teams will move up a league, and after 3 years of playoff disappointments, the Dons are determined to make it good this year. Next episode, Wimbledon travel away to Folkestone Invicta. Can they continue their success, or will the Dons' bubble burst?